Today's Waitangi Day, so it's early February, and when I looked at the temperature gauge at home, it was 27 degrees and about 85% humidity, so it's as hot as Hades today. Now, this block of land here was the first block I was hunting peacocks on, and it's now covered in pine trees. Pines have been planted on that one for the carbon credits. Now the owner of the property is Craig Investment Partners, and the forestry company that is doing the forestry management is P.F. Olsen's. As a result, I actually lost my ability to hunt peacocks on this particular block just here, and as a consequence I simply jumped over the boundary fence, which is just right here. That's the boundary fence running down there, and started hunting this block. And we've been hunting on that block for probably nearly a year now. Anyway, last time I spoke to the farm manager of this particular block here, he had a little bit of news for me. He told me the block is sold. It's sold to forestry. The owner doubled his money in 3 years. So they must be throwing a fairly, what's the word? They must be throwing an awful lot of money at purchasing blocks of land for forestry, for carbon credits. Anyway, they're leasing it back. And in midwinter, this block, this whole valley that you're looking at here, will be planted out. It'll be planted out in pine trees. The whole damn thing. And no doubt they'll have to relief spray it like they've done this one here. But yeah, that's what's happening to some of the hill country in the area I'm in Northland. Quite disappointing in many respects, but that's just the way it works. That's the way economic works. Sorry, that's the way the economics of this situation works. So we might be doing a little bit more of an expose on what happens when they start whacking pines in. Now, coming back over to this block where the pines are, you can actually quite clearly see the pines now. I'll zoom down here. The pines have probably doubled in height since they planted them in the wintertime. So we should be able to pick the trees out down there now. They're twice the height they were when they planted them. You get a good view of them down there. Anyway, this entire valley, as far as the eye can see here, is now pine trees. And unfortunately, this piece just over the boundary fence here, it's going to be pines too, very soon. Righto, well, considering this is going into forestry, what we might try to do is we might try to do some before and after shots. Anyway, this is a nice lookouty sort of a spot. It's very dry. The only green patches are kikuyu. Well, this thing running down here, just down that side there, that's the runway. The two east-facing gullies that I was hunting peacocks in are over in there. They run up in that way. They're just out of sight behind those trees. There's peacocks on the head of this gully up in here, and little gullies that come up in here. And then we'll cross over in a minute and we'll have a view in that direction over there, and there's a big long valley that runs down towards the state highway. And we'll have a look down that one from a different vantage point. The whole thing's going to go under pines, so I guess this is the before picture, and when it's planted we'll give you a planted picture, and then as the trees come up we'll give you an after picture. This is the other big wide, deep gully on this property. And again, I guess this is the before shot. The after shot will be after the pines are planted. Now right down the bottom down, there's the state highway. I'll see if I can zoom in. I'd even see a car go past. Yep, there's a car going past. Oh well, just take one last look at this valley. Just a quick timeline. It's 7th of February, Waitangi Day, 2022. February, March, April, May, June, sometime about there, midwinter, this valley will be planted in pines. By this time, 2023, the pines would be about 12 inches to 18 inches high, and will cover everything you see here. And that will be the last time you will see this valley in a nice green condition like this. And the pines will pop up through it and pretty much flood everything out. And in 25 years time from now, they'll harvest them, maybe. It depends what the story with carbon credits is. And when they come in to harvest it, all you'll see is bare ground and stumps and they call it slash, the branches and rubbish that tends to get deposited under the pines. And then immediately after that they plant again. So we'll just take a moment to enjoy this green valley as it currently is, because it will not be like this again for a good long time probably. I'll have to come back and show you a before and after of this one as well, I guess, just to give you an idea. We're right at the gates on the ridge between this valley and the other one over the other side there. You can probably just see the willows poking up over there. That's the airfield. You don't get a good view of the other valley from this side. Anyway, it's raining, so we'll put the camera back in a plastic bag and get out of here. It's still about 27, 28 degrees. It's actually quite refreshing to be wet at the moment.